Salvete omnes, this is Emilia, also known as TheMartianGeek, and welcome back to another episode of Dynomite. In the last episode, we played some more fossil challenge, and it's starting to get kinda tough. But we must continue. We must venture onward, for we have the third Jurassic fossil to complete. In fact, in this episode, we should be done with the strategic mode of fossil challenge anyway.
Jurassic combo.
But I don't think this fossil's as hard as... Well, actually, I don't remember too much about this one. This is another one of those that's kind of just nondescript. Though it does only give you 35 seconds, so that can be a problem. But we're not going to let that stop us now, are we? Let's see, there is absolutely no pink that I can actually... Okay, I'll admit that was not the best place to put that. Can I make that? Quit giving me pink. There is seriously nothing I can do with pink right now. Blue, gray, sure. Well, okay, now pink I could use. And dang, this one does not give you a whole lot of time to work with. Okay, so I just need to get those out of there. And... okay, or I could completely accidentally make that shot. I was aiming for the shaking red one, but that works too. 45 seconds, I believe, for this one. Anyway, fragment number 2, though. Fragment number 2, and it's me completely failing to shoot correctly. And it's a trapezoid, that too. Can't do anything with blue right now. That was not a good shot at all. Let's get that green one out of there. See, it's a balancing act between taking care of the bottom so you actually have room to shoot, and taking care of the top so that you can actually get stuff up there before the puzzle falls too far. And don't really have much else to say about this one, I suppose. It's a fossil, certainly. I certainly hope I actually beat this one, too, because things are starting to get a little bit down to the wire here. Just a little bit. Looks like I need all green and pink. And to not mistake the gray for pink, and to actually shoot in the right spot. That's gonna be trouble. Oh, dang it. I think I just screwed myself up. Pretty bad. Need a blue one. Okay, I think I can leave... I can just trash the right side. Okay. Yeah, that was a little closer than I would have liked, and it's entirely my fault, pretty much. So, next fragment. You can probably already guess what kind of dinosaur this is from what we've seen so far. Third Jurassic fossil, fragment number 3, and I believe you get 50 seconds for this one. Probably could have stuck that other green one up there. Oh well. We have a little bit more time to work with this time around, so... doesn't mean I want to get careless, though. Hey, at least this fragment is mercifully rather small. Actually, surprisingly small for this point in the game. This is, like I said before, this is the part of the game where you get all the really huge fossils that suck to shoot around.
I'm running out.
But I just be careful enough here. And steady and quick, but accurate. Definitely accurate. Actually, Fossil Challenge is almost kind of all about accuracy, really. Maybe not so much for the earlier ones, but definitely for the later fossils. And hey! I dropped that earlier than I was expecting too. In fact, that entire fossil was really not that difficult. I was expecting that to be a lot more trouble than it was. But anyway, we have a Stegosaurus that seems to be doing some sort of yoga pose. And, of course, we're gonna save because we just completed a fossil. So, I will see you when we do the next fossil. Okay, so remember when I said the game would get really difficult eventually? Well, we're about at that point. Welcome to the 4th Cretaceous fossil, fragment number 1, and this thing is freaking massive. Look at the size of that. You know how hard it is to shoot around that? So yeah, more than ever, you want to try to take out the upper eggs as early as possible. Excuse me. And I can't do that when I'm not getting the right colors of eggs. Also, this one has a 50-second time limit. Actually, all of the 4th Cretaceous fossil fragments have a 50-second time limit, which should tell you something. Let's see. Good, and I got kind of lucky with this one, though, with all those pink and yellow eggs up at the top there. Provided, of course, I don't screw it up. Alright. That was actually a much easier victory than I am usually given with that one. And I am going to save. Just in case. Anyway, dang, what is wrong with my throat today? On to fragment number 2, and looky here, we have another color added to the puzzle. It's orange, the 8th color of egg. Of course, this one's probably not as difficult as the first, actually, because it's still 50 seconds, and it's an inverted trapezoid this time. So you don't have to worry as much about having too many eggs in the way at the top. Ooh, light bulb bonus. Yes, do want. Yeah, the light bulb bonuses are pretty much your best friend at this point in the game. And I think I've actually mentioned that before. Being able to tell where exactly your eggs will end up when you have this big hunkin' thing in the way to shoot around is very, very useful. Okay, just need a gray. And I have it! Yes! And saving again. Because that was 2 relatively easy victories, and it's the 3rd one I'm mainly worried about. If you thought those were tough. And if I made them look easy, they're really not. 4th Cretaceous fossil fragment number 3. We still have the light bulb. We still have 50 seconds. But guess how huge this one is? Well, you don't have to guess. You can see it. This is the widest fossil fragment in the entire game. So, naturally, well, just repeating what I said about trying to get rid of the eggs at the top early on. Well, you can still actually get eggs up there. In fact, this level might actually be worse than Castle Dynomite. I don't know if the first or second fragments were. Probably not the second one, at least. But, yeah. Trust me when I say this one is hard, and this is probably the toughest level in the game. No, the final fossil actually isn't more difficult than this one. And we'll get to that soon enough. Quite shortly, in fact. Let's see. What do I want to do here? Well, dang, that was a lot of eggs that I did not expect to be connected that were. And then the purple one just disappears into oblivion. Alright. So if I can just get through to those gray ones on the right, I should be alright. That was a lot of rights. Might have to get that red one out of there first, though.
Time's running out.
Okay, come on. Yes! I didn't even have to save between, or I didn't have to save and continue between individual fragments, and we have ourselves a Triceratops. Nice and dark blue. That was like the easiest time I have ever had on the fourth Cretaceous fossil, so I suppose I should consider myself really lucky. And definitely we are saving. So I will see you. We actually only have one fossil left. And naturally it is called the final fossil. So, I will see you for the finale of Fossil Challenge, strategic mode. Yeah, that. Alright, are you guys ready for this? Because it is time to piece together the 15th and last fossil of the game. It's even called the final fossil, the only one that doesn't specify an era. So, let's do this thing. Final fossil, fragment number 1. And as far as difficulty goes, the final fossil really isn't that bad at all. Sure, it does bring you back to 8 egg colors, but you'll notice the fragment itself isn't nearly as big as some of the ones we've been dealing with as of late. And it also gives you plenty of time to work with. In fact, the final fossil, or at least the first fragment of it, actually gives you a full 1 minute and 20 seconds per cycle to work with, which is kind of unprecedented. The end result, though, is that this one ends up being easier not only than the fourth Cretaceous fossil, but also probably easier than the last 3 or so preceding it. Honestly, though, I'm okay with that. Because it's still challenging enough to be fun. Ooh, light bulb bonus. Not that I really need it too badly in this one. But I was saying it's still challenging enough to be fun, and it kind of feels like a nice breather and almost a bit of a celebration of what we've been through, really. It's a fitting end to the game, or something. I actually really hate it when games make the last few levels, or the last level, or even more commonly and even worse, the bonus levels, just something stupidly difficult and not challenging in a fun way.
Time's running out.
Looking at you, Yoshi's Island, Donkey Kong Country Tropical Freeze, and Super Mario 3D World. Light bulb. I love it. It's like, okay, so I just played through all of these amazingly frustrating and obnoxious levels, and your idea of rewarding me for that dedication is giving me a level that's even more frustrating and obnoxious. What's the matter with you people? But anyway, you don't have to deal with that in this game, because the final fossil I actually find pretty fun to play through. Up to 158,690 points, and continuing to fragment number 2. We still have the light bulb, that doesn't really help much here. Interesting thing about this one is it's actually an inverse triangle formation. Well, really just a triangle, but because it's the opposite orientation from every other triangle in the game, I'll call it inverse. This one also has 10 egg colors, which is the most of any fragment in the game. That combined with the fact that you really don't have... Oh hey, raise bonus! Wow. Well, that just made things a lot easier. But I guess what I was saying is, by far the hardest part of this particular fragment is at the beginning, because you really do not have much room to work with, and there are a lot of egg colors. So if you happen to get the wrong eggs, or get a little careless, it's pretty easy to accidentally lose by getting eggs below the warning line. On the other... Oh, wow! I was not expecting that to happen, but yeah, on the other hand, the fact that it's that triangle shape means it's only supported by one egg at the top, so if you can actually get a clear shot through to there, even if there isn't apparently an egg of the same color touching it like there was there, you can drop that one very easily. Anyway, moving on to fragment number 3. Oh yeah, and fragment number 2 gives you 1 minute and 30 seconds per cycle, in case you wanted to know. But now it's final fossil fragment number 3. The last level of the game, at least in strategic mode. And this one gives you a full 3 minutes and 20 seconds per cycle. But it also has 9 egg colors, so this is like the ultimate fossil challenge level here, pretty much. Literally, and well, I don't know, I guess ultimate doesn't really mean in English what it would mean in Latin, where the word was derived from. Or at least I assume it was Latin. Ultima meaning last. But anyway, you have a nice dinosaur head there, and you have plenty of time, so pretty much just have fun with this one. Just be glad it's not the third fragment of the Triceratops fossil. That one was just a pain. I'd be curious what it would have been like if they'd had... Well, actually, I'd have been curious what a fossil challenge level editor would have been like. That'd be interesting. I wish I knew enough about programming to just, like, hack this game and make a level editor for it, or something like that. There actually used to be a level editor included for Stomped mode only, and I made a ton of levels with that as a kid, but for whatever reason they actually removed it in recent versions of the game, which I have never quite forgiven them for. I mean, I was this close to just outright asking an actual PopCap employee, like, bargaining, saying, okay, tell you what, I'll buy the game if you also tell me where I can pirate an earlier version that has a level editor. And that offer is still up. I still haven't found anything on that front. Also, seriously, why am I not getting a gray egg? Or something I can use. But I guess I don't have too much to say right now. It's a fossil, or fossil fragment. And it's the last one. There's a castle, but it's not Roy's one. Can't do much with that. Or that. Or that. Also, once again, this fragment is smaller than some of the ones we've had. So, it's not quite as nerve-wracking. It wouldn't be even if you didn't have such ridiculous amounts of time to complete it in. I really would have thought, before actually checking how much time you got on each level, that the later ones would have given you more. Oh, but our time's running out anyway, because we lollygagged so much. I'm not worried, though. I pretty much never get more than 2 warnings from Crony in this one, and often only 1. I do wish I could quit getting eggs that I have absolutely no use for, though. No, Stig, I said I wish I could quit getting eggs I have no use for. That was actually a pretty decent shot there. Shall I try for the purple one? Well, I probably could have gotten that red one up there if I hadn't blocked myself, and then blocked myself again and... Okay, hitboxes. I need to be careful of them. Awkward silence. I don't have any good jokes to tell right now that I can think of. Really. Another cluster of eggs there. Can't really do much with green or... Actually, I could have done something with pink. I didn't see that up. Well, if I could quit, I could learn to quit having eggs pile up where I don't want them. that. Nope. I cannot. That, however. And I think the left side should be pretty well clear. So let's just get something up here. Like a pink egg that I missed with. I should be keeping an eye on Crony's timer too, so I can know how safe it is to stick eggs below the warning line. Actually, I guess I could have just put the orange one up top. And hey, the pink one happened to be next to another. So, what commonly known dinosaur have we not gotten a fossil of yet? Tyrannosaurus Rex, and suddenly, beware? What could that mean? Oh, I guess I do have to. Uh-oh. And suddenly, T-Rex! Congratulations, you have beaten the fossil challenge. Score 10,000 bonus points. And we get 181,810 points. Yes, we will indeed enter our name under the high score list. And I don't know when you're actually viewing this, but I'm recording it on the 16th, so we're gonna go with that date. Hey, I'm even a Tyrannosaurus Rex rank, which I believe is the second highest. Yeah, I could have lollygagged on a few of those levels some more and gotten more points, but the important part is, we finished Fossil Challenge, or half of it at least. Next time, we will be starting the Panic mode, which is definitely more nerve-wracking than Strategic mode, but we will worry about that in the next episode. So, I will see you then!